Pete.
Should the Liberal Party review the way that it goes about its fundraising, having had to apologise to the PM's wife, coming on top of the Parakeelia issue that you mentioned?
Well, I've got a great deal of respect for Lucy Turnbull, and I wish the Liberal Party had not embroiled her in their fundraising. The Liberal Party, time and time again, seem to sail pretty close to the wind when it comes to fundraising. I don't know what it is about Liberals and money, but it seems to get them into quite a lot of trouble. I think the Liberal Party would be well advised to back in our sensible reforms to campaign finance. Why on earth does the Liberal Party fight tooth and nail to hide the identity of donors when we say that if you're willing to give $1,000, you should put your name to it? Secondly, this Parakeelia scandal still wanders on, and I think the Liberal Party is just hoping that everyone's forgotten that they've got a Liberal Party-owned company charging, being paid by taxpayer money, and then funneling the money back to the Liberal Party in the form of profits. But of course, no less a figure than Ron Walker back in 2002 handed over the treasuryship of the Liberal Party to none other than Malcolm Turnbull. Now, Malcolm Turnbull doesn't seem to know anything about this either. Malcolm Turnbull cannot pretend that he's a separate person to the Liberal Party. He's got to stand up to them on marriage equality. He's got to make a stand about them smearing a great Australian like Anne Ali. He's got to clean up his shop when it comes to finance campaign reform. I also think that he needs to come clean in terms of his not credible ads. He is not guaranteeing education and Medicare funding. He is clearly at contradictions with Corey Bernardi. We all know that Corey's itching to tell his side of the story, and Corey's already started to do it. I thought he'd wait to the 3rd of July, but we can see that, Corey Bernardi, Senator from South Australia, clearly frustrated with what he considers to be the lack of credibility of what Malcolm Turnbull's saying. And finally, Malcolm Turnbull this pattern of behaviour about his poor credibility is also exposed when he sort of wanders into this CFA dispute. There's no detail. I'm interested in working with him, with Daniel Andrews, but what I do want to do is any contribution that the rest of us make at the national level for what is primarily and principally a state issue has to achieve better safety for Victorians and speedy resolution and get the volunteers back working with the career firefighters. Perhaps I might take one more question.